And we are live on the Icecast Live. My name is Shane Chebsey, and next to me is Mr. Sam, the Imaginary Man. How you doing, Sam?
I'm next to you in virtual only, as I am not here. And look,
oh, yes, of course.
But I am here with you in spirit and digitally. And it's good to chat with you, Shane. Hiya.
Yes, good to see you, mate. It's been a little while. So tonight we have two fantastic guests on. We're going to be talking about the new Blazer.
And Andy.
Oh, don't be mean. Don't be mean. God, there's no need for that.
Okay. Carry on.
So we're going to be talking about the new Blazer comic. I don't know if any of you out there bought the first one. Absolutely brilliant little comic that takes us back in time to the 70s when comics were in black and white and duo color, and there were cool adverts on every other page. Well, we're reliving that with Blazer, and we've got the designer Andy Richmond, who is obviously you all know Andy, who is a member of the Ice Crew, but he's also a really prolific comic creator. So he's all here in the capacity of as a guest tonight, and of course we are really excited to welcome the legendary Mr. Steve MacManus, who most people will know as Tharg from the classic years of 2000 AD. And I bet you're happy about that, aren't you, Sam? Being a massive 2000 AD fan.
Chatting with Tharg.
It's not every day you get to do that, is it? Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to play the intro and we'll get right into it so we can talk to these guys. Play that VT, Sam. And welcome back to the Icecast Live. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, guys.
And down below, behind his name is Steve there.
And the screen goes black just in time.
You've already upset me. Don't go upsetting Steve as well.
No. Oh, I'm sorry.
You forget we were listening.
Yeah, no jokes. The expenses of our guests, please, Sam.
Of course not. Of course.
So Steve's screen has gone black. He is using an Apple product, which can sometimes mean that we have problems on StreamYard. So we're going to try and bear with it. At the moment, he's got no sound on and no video on, and he's just disappeared. So we're going to try and get him back. Yes, we've already got comments. What we got? Let's have a look. Hail Tharg. Indeed. I'll leave that on for when Steve comes back. So, as everybody knows, Steve was the Tharg.
The original Tharg. Yeah.
It's great to have him in the show when he eventually arrives. Here he comes again. Well, let's try and get him back in again. Go on, Sam. Do you think?
He's gone.
He's gone again. This is what happens. Never use Apple with StreamYard, guys.
Oh, my God. Anyway, let's talk to Andy, and I'm sure Steve will join us shortly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking to you from my Apple product.
It's working. But you're using Chrome, aren't you? Not Safari.
Chrome.
Yeah.
Don't use Safari. Oh,
he's trying again.
Okay, it's
great. The British television.
Let's see if he'll come through. So while we're waiting for, go on, Andy.
Send this to Harry Hill and get 250 quid.
I'm just going to fall off my chair.
Yeah.
So let's put some artwork on the screen so we can talk about it while Steve sorts out his technical problems.
There we go. Look at that.
And this is the new issue of Blazer, which comes out. It's on Kickstarter at the moment, isn't it, Andy?
Well, it should have came out as it says on there, April 1974. But unfortunately, the shipment of the comics got lost. So Steve hopefully will tell us all about that. because it involves truck drivers and alien adaptation.
So, can you tell us what exactly is Blazer then, Andy?
For those who don't know,
Blazer is our love letter to the comics that made us, isn't it? Very similar to what 77 were doing, but it's all Steve MacManus's baby. So he came up with his book called Sheer Glam Conspiracy, which is his sort of expose, if you like, on the comic scene of the 70s. And Blazer, or Blaze, as it was called in the book, was one of the comics that they published. Yeah. So this is the embodiment of the book. It's like a spin-off, if you like, of the book. But also there's the backstory that this got discovered. I think the original Blazer, Blazer 1, was found in Singapore. There's a whole bale of them. That's our backstory.
Let's try and get Steve back on.
It was 77 found a big stack of these comics. Here he is.
Quick, ask one question before he disappears again.
Don't
press that dial.
I'm not touching anything.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Let's hope you stay with us this time. So you had a question for Steve, Sam, I believe.
Oh, yes. So in Goblin's War, if Hitler turns up, does the strip just stop?
Yes.
I could have told you that.
Thank you, and that was my question.
That was a nice, simple one, wasn't it?
Sam, question for you. What's your favourite cheese?
Ooh, do you like Cambozola?
Oh, yeah.
Cambozola is like a creamy blue cheese. Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah. We've got a couple of comments in from viewers. From Alan Holloway, Richmond and MacManus, dream team.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Go.
There we go. Some Richmond and MacManus.
From Paul Trimble. Good evening, Sergeant Major Steve.
Good evening, Paul.
Evening,
Paul. We all know Paul. Paul organises a brilliant convention over in. What town was it in again? In Ireland. Enniskillen. That's it. Yeah, Enniskillen. Absolutely brilliant convention. I heard lots of good things about it. And of course, Paul is a massive 2000 fan as well. Welcome, Paul.
And Battle, obviously, as well.
And Battle, yes, of course.
Mighty Battle.
Can't go. So, Blazer, Steve, explain to us the history. Andy's given us a little bit of back history of it.
It's been a teaser.
Yeah, he sort of teased, but there's a little bit of a story behind where Blazer comes from, isn't there?
Oh gosh, thank you, Shane. Well, in real life, it comes from a book that I wrote called The Sheer Glam Conspiracy.
Ah, yes, the actual book itself. We can see there.
And at the back, I included the scripts that were being worked on in the book. So this is the factual story, and then the 77 guys with Ben at the forefront rang me up and said we'd like to turn this into a comic, and I wasn't going to say no. So that's the real history. The fictional history, of course, is that being a comic in 1974, as Andrew may have told you, we had to explain how it suddenly came to light 40 years later. And I must say I did a great job on that, thinking of a warehouse in Singapore and stuff.
And so how many copies were suddenly discovered? Did we have a big treasure trove of thousands of copies of Blazer?
100,000.
Oh.
Yeah. Being Shane the entire home print run.
Of course, that's how many copies that would easily be printed back in the day, isn't it?
Exactly, and generally there were 10,000 export copies. So, from what I can work out, the home copies were driven to Singapore by mistake by some HGV driver, And where the export copies went, we've no idea. So that remains a mystery.
Probably to a news agency in Wigan or somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, where he is. Yeah, he's knocking them out at 10 quid a pop.
Yeah.
So that's does that help, Shane?
So that's the backstory for issue 1. Now issue 2. Now that's a good one.
Oh, it's a different story.
Oh God! Well, Ben and Andrew came back to me and said, "Smarty Pants, come up with an idea for issue 2."
But
So you're not just writing the comic; you're actually writing the history of it as well.
Yeah.
Well,
about the truck driver.
Yeah, Andrew, you tell it because.
Well, I tried to tell it, but your memory is better than mine because I think I might have been in the back of that truck. And I might have been E.T. came to say hello.
Well, the story involves some favourites of mine. As a Scottish HGV driver wanting to get home for his tea, some aliens who want to see what he's got in the back of his van. It's all very mysterious. And some abduction and some probing of another region.
Probing?
There's always got to be some probing, hasn't there? When aliens are involved, there's it's not right if there's no probing.
Some AOL probing.
And having been probed, our hero, or unfortunate driver, returned to the M1 motorway, was aghast to discover that he was late for his tea by about 40 years. God knows what.
With the truck load of issues.
So he rushed home, leaving this truck abandoned to be discovered by, I assume, a member of the 77, but not Joe Healy, because she discovered him the first. Mother load. It must have been Andrew or someone.
As I said, I think I might have been dropped off.
Well, we know that you don't age like normal men, Andy.
Well,
so you could have been up there for 40 years, and we wouldn't know any different, would we?
Benjamin Button, any? Benjamin Button.
That's it. Yeah. I've got a couple of little comments. Steve Bull, Fargasm. Thank you for that, Steve. That's something to do with the probing, I presume. Hello, all from Lucy. Hi, Lucy.
Hi, Lucy.
She's saying, leave truckers alone, because Lucy is a trucker.
Yeah, Lucy is a trucker.
Yeah, it wasn't me, it was aliens.
Yeah, aliens, leave truckers alone. Stop probing them.
Stop probing truckers. Yeah.
Stop trucking with truckers.
What's this we got? Andrew is our version of Paul Rudd.
He doesn't age either.
Yeah, he ages backwards, I think.
I think I'm older than him.
You are, I think, older than Paul Rudd, yeah.
By a month.
Yeah. So let's have a look at some of the artwork then for the new issue, shall we, Sam?
Okay.
So we can talk about who's involved. And that's a lovely cover, by the way, Andy. You designed that, I presume?
It comes together beautifully.
Mm.
So the top left-hand corner, we've got.
I do appreciate the prices as well. The bottom, no. Did you get? Of course, like the old 2000 ADs had the Mars and Venusian prices. Missed the trick there.
Well, this is before 2000 AD, you see.
Yeah, it predates.
77, yeah.
So they just does, and then added a little alien bit to it, added the sci-fi twist. Because remember, it's not sci-fi.
No.
It's all different genres, isn't it?
And
is that Hitler on a chopper bike?
What? Yeah. No,
that's Steve.
That's Steve.
Oh, okay.
You're obsessed with Hitler.
Oh, God,
got Hitler.
He's got
Hitler on the brain.
Eddie Hitler, any relation?
Shut up.
Yeah. I've never seen you in that tracksuit, Steve. Do you actually own that tracksuit? It's
do.
very cool. Oh, that is cool.
Yeah.
I wear it on
Just
Sundays.
come off the set of Kill Bill.
Wear it on Sundays.
Okay, let's have a look at some inside.
Oh, some very cool.
We flash
advert.
to the back of the comic there. So there's Steve again on his chopper.
We've got the Boot Room Boy.
That's another nice bit of Filippo.
That's nice.
Yeah, I never really got football comics as a kid. I never and not liking football. Is it a football story? This? I mean, you've got a lot of football there.
It's got football on it.
I think it's a tradition, isn't it, to have some sort of sporting story in a comic from the 70s. They all seem to have like a sports story somewhere.
Well, Tiger obviously had one of the greatest British characters of all time.
Roy the Rogers. No, what's it called?
Roy the Rogers. You thinking about that probing again?
I really am not a football fan at all.
But Sam, to be fair, it's a murder mystery. There's no football in this strip.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? You often have stuff. I don't mind football films because it's not about the football; it's about the story. I mean, you've got
so
some
the football's a backdrop, basically.
Yeah, some great sport films and comics, but they're not about sport.
Correct.
Yeah.
I like this strip. It's really nice.
Well, what's this?
There we go.
Sheriffs of Nottingham.
Sheriffs of Nottingham.
So tell us a bit about the Sheriffs of Nottingham.
Well, that's my contribution to the comic.
I thought I recognised that art.
For the old school, the old school lettering as well.
Yeah, you've got it.
Classic.
It was a little bit controversial, but I mean that's how action. Comics were lettered.
Commando. That reminds me of the lettering in Commando.
Yeah, it's all a deliberate decision.
Very nice too.
It is nice, isn't it?
And I cast George from George and Mildred as the.
yeah.
That's brilliant.
Name?
George.
Yeah.
So what's
Ian Murphy?
George and Mildred was a spin-off, wasn't it?
Yeah. Man About the House.
No, what was it?
Man About the House.
That was the original series, wasn't it? Yeah. Andy can remember that.
Yeah.
Andy was only 40 when that came out.
Yeah.
Unlike this, guys, there's a really good villain here called the Thin Man.
Yeah.
You see him bottom right, page 2.
Oh, right, yeah.
I love the way Andrew's sort of dressed him up with the spindly legs and stuff.
It's a really nice panel, that actually.
Yeah, I love that.
It's a
I love
clam.
that a lot.
Happy to clam at high tide. That's some good metaphors there.
Yeah, I mean it's an absolute dream to work from Steve's scripts. You know, it's it's a pleasure to do it, and it's almost it is obviously sad when you're finished.
Yeah, you just want to keep doing it.
Characters. But
so what story have we got here?
That's Derringer and Son. Derringer and Son by Colin Maxwell and the Mighty Steve.
And what's this one about, Steve?
Well, it's a bit like Magnum PI from the 70s, that TV show. It's a detective and his adopted Vietnamese ward. And it's always set in sort of West Coast America. This one is about a cult in San Francisco. And they have to rescue someone's child from the cult, from the clutches of the awful Madre, who thinks the cult is actually, I love this, the daughters of the House of Zorro.
Oh, yeah, very cool.
Hence
I bet Zorro did have a few daughters as well, wasn't he?
I'm sure he did. He got it about a bit, didn't he?
Exactly. He did like to swing his saber around a bit.
So this comic is drawn by Colin Maxwell, who is a writer for Commando Picture Library.
Oh, right. I know Colin.
Yeah. And he's running parallel tonight with the 77 boys. The Brew-Gooders, which is Colin, has got Ben and I think Andrew Sawyer's.
Ah, right, yes.
So he's also quite nifty with the pen and ink as well.
Multi-talented. He can draw and he can write. Yeah.
So he's a commando writer.
Excellent.
Yeah. And what I like, go back, Andrew. One.
There you go.
So the young lad is saying Bonnie Delaney, which is, of course, a reference to Delaney and Bonnie, the pop group, which Eric Clapton was in, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
This guy has an IQ of 150, and he has a passion for Pulp Fiction.
You can say hello, John.
He's been interrupted by a child. Is he gone?
Yeah,
sorry about that, Steve.
He wants to come and want me to watch Hawkeye with him. Yeah, oi!
Oh, backstage shenanigans.
Oh, yeah.
Unruly child. Yeah.
Unruly child.
Go and say hello and then go away.
This could only happen on live TV, you know.
That's what happens when you get Sam as co-host.
Usually Sam isn't allowed on for this very reason.
Hey, Thursday night, I've got 3 kids, and especially Benji, who's an annoying 9-year-old. But anyway.
You carry on, Steve.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Steve. Carry on.
Shenanigans.
So what I like about this character is he's an adoptee from the Vietnam War. He has an IQ of 150, but a passion for American pulp fiction. So that's all he reads. So he speaks in the kind of gangsteries of Americas in the 50s and 60s, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
If you go left, he'll say something like, "Oh no, not quit the door," but he says, "Take a powder sourpuss in one panel." He's knocked her out, you know. Take a powder sourpuss. That's how he speaks. It's great. I love it.
Oh, great.
Very nice artwork by. I want to congratulate all the artists because they tell the story so well. They choose the right perspective. No, wrong word. Angle. Be it close up, widescreen. They really make the story hum, which is such a technique to know. It's great.
So
they all got it down pat. For Andrew, of course, the scripts I write for him are a lot more talky, so he's kind of stuck with headshots, whereas Colin got action aplenty here.
I was going to say, there's a lot of action going on in Colin's strip.
Yeah,
he's probably had a lot of fun drawing all of that.
Yeah, I think he did. Swish, yes.
Yeah. But it's great, isn't it? Like you say, the storytelling is really good. All the movies.
I do like onomatopoeic
stab.
It's fantastic.
Oh.
And I love the use of the half tones as well on the background. So that's really cool.
Clever, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Len.
Thanks, Len.
Barrington. Yeah.
Another non-football fan.
Now something else, won't you, Andrew?
You're going to go to the next page, Sam?
I will. Yep, next page coming. And we've got some Dan Corwin art here.
Very nice.
Wow.
Good. Oh, I'm a big fan of Dan Corwin's art.
This is great. This is beautiful here, this panel. Yeah. Wow. The light and dark and the shit. Oh, it's really nice.
So before Dan turned up, we were all the best looking people in the room. Then he walked in and looked at him.
Oh, it's really good. It's really consistent. Yeah. Very good stuff. Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah, it's great fun.
Oh, really
this story actually brings a tear to my eye at the end of it, and I wrote the damn thing. So it's slightly, but I don't. If you think of In Battle, there was a hero called G.A. Dawson who went on and on and on. And in the end, Jerry Finley Gay, that famous writer, said, he's got to go now. He's achieved his mission. And we let Jerry sort of send him into the kind of like Valhalla comic book heroes, which is unusual. I mean, they don't
Yeah.
kill off Batman or Superman or even Judge Dredd. I think Wagner may have killed off Strontium Dog, but he brought him back. I don't know. But this is kind of like at that level where you say to the kids, come on, life isn't always a bowl of cherries. And this one is that I really like this artwork. Dan caught the mood of the strip, which is very downbeat. It's about a creeping madness in the jungle. And it's got words like Satan's dark abyss, which is pretty cool. And the last picture, oh no, we shouldn't show the last picture, Andrew, because that will give it away.
No, we'll only show this double page spread. We don't want to spoil it.
A few little choice choice bits. We're not giving the game. So as we're saying, it's live on Kickstarter now. People are asking where do we get it? There's some fantastic tiers on Kickstarter, which include lots of different books and things by the mighty one himself.
And are you still able to get book one as well, like on the Kickstarter? Can you yeah, that's good.
So you can get Blazer 1, Blazer 2, you can get the 77 annual t-shirts.
Right.
Yeah, check it out. It's some nice stuff.
Oh, can you just Andrew, go back to that quickly, because Shane and that there's a film called The Treasure of Sierra Madre, where John Huston's dad is one of the three, and he does a jig when they discover the gold. And I said to Dan, if you look at page 2, picture 2, I said, this is part of the madness where he starts to do a jig. Can you see the guy doing the jig?
Yeah.
And it's all about, because in The Treasure of Sierra Madre, they all begin to get gold fever.
Yeah.
Well, there's a bit of jungle fever going on.
Yeah.
And I think Dan got that really well. And it's such a small picture.
Yeah.
And of course, his partners look at him kind of like, oh my God, this guy, I'm stuck with this guy. So that was great. Backstory.
As Steve says, as the story progresses, it gets very heart-wrenching. And the last page, I mean, it's a beautiful story. Anyway, the last page is like, really? Is this? Oh.
Yeah. Quite. You're not expecting that as well, because with Blazer, it's like very much like a fun book, and a lot of people would see it as like a the old throwaway entertainment of the past, and then you get something really poignant like that. It probably takes the reader by surprise.
Well, also, I don't know if Andrew's mentioned, but issue 2 in a way is a wrap issue, because the front cover promises fantastic news for all readers, which hints at a merger.
Fantastic news.
Yeah. So I had to wrap up all the stories from issue 1. Very short, wasn't it?
So in our world, in 1974, horror comics were more popular than boys' action comics.
Yeah.
So hence it gets absorbed.
I see.
Yeah. Are you going to hatch, match, and dispatch?
Yes, exactly, Sam. Exactly.
Crypt, ripped, and dipped. There we go.
So is there going to be stories that are already halfway through? So you're going to come in halfway through a story and you have to work out what's going on?
No, it's both issues, tie them all up. So issue 1, everything sort of ended on a cliffhanger, because that was Steve's original idea. But then we badgered him, and he went away and wrote the rest of the stories. I
like the fact that there's self-contained stories in those 2 issues, though. I really, because you don't get that very often, do you? People will start a series and then they'll just never finish it. Especially in independent comics, they'll have a lot of ambition to do this, serial. They'll do 1 or 2 parts, and then you'll never get to read the end. So I think it's quite satisfying that you get to read.
It originally was. It was like an artifact. It was just a lost issue.
Yeah.
But because it went down so well, we brought it back.
If something works, why not? Sam, can you bring up the Kickstarter again so we can have a look?
Here we go.
So it's doing well. It's busted its target by quite a bit already.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. So we're on 3.5 grand. You know, so doing really, really well. 184 backers. That's excellent. And can we have a look at the what's on offer?
Yes, the pledges. So you've got.
Thursday night.
You're in trouble, Sam.
No, I have a wine glass. No.
Steve's also a fan of wine, aren't you, Steve?
I am. My glass.
Say hello to one. No, you can't.
Look.
Someone fill Steve's glass.
Hi, Shane.
Hiya, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. He's nicked my glass.
Oh, that's just unacceptable.
We only have one glass in the house.
There's another one. But you smashed one the other day. You don't get to take this one.
There's two. There's more. There's another blue one. Don't find the other blue one.
They're in the dishwasher.
I'll go and get some more.
Live to millions.
Yeah.
You don't get that.
You come for the comics and you get like slice of life soap in my house.
You don't get this on other podcasts, do you? It's all real life drama.
At least you didn't get smacked.
Yeah.
No, that's true. Yeah.
I can say Sam's wife is lovely. She's not aggressive at all. Not towards me, anyway. Maybe towards Sam.
That was good.
Right,
As soon
scroll
as
down.
you went, it all went. Right.
So anyway, let's have a look at
Giving
the
her wine.
So we've got
pledges.
pledge £4 for the digital edition.
Cool.
That's good because there's no postage and packaging. So that's always good. Pledge £6 for part 2. Oh, just £6. That's good value for money to just the comic. How much
that is really good value.
Do you think?
It's not going to cost a lot, is it? Postage, I would have thought. Is that included? That £6? Does that include postage?
Have a look. When you back it later on, you'll find out.
I've already backed it. Of course, I backed it when it was as soon as it came out. I was there.
Thank you, Shane.
Well,
You're welcome, mate.
Hang on, I want to back it live on air then.
Oh, let's back it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yes. A live backing.
Oh, 1 and 2. There we go. Pledge.
Keep going.
1 and 2.
Going.
Keep going.
Okay.
What are you having then, Sam? You going for the 1 and 2 together?
I might do, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good bargain. That is. What is it? £10?
Oh, and more stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Keep going down.
Okay. Okay. For £11, you get Blazer, digital Blazer, and the 77 annual.
Wow.
I reckon Schofield and Holly Willoughby are watching this now, and they're going to steal this format. We're going to have a little bit this morning. We're going to have live Kickstarter scrolling.
If we're going up against Holly Willoughby, let's just get a bit of cleavage going.
Hey.
Right, we've got £15 for Blazer plus Sheer Glam conspiracy novel.
There you go.
That's good.
Signed copy. How much for
That's
£20
really
for an
good.
outside copy?
Scrolling down. There's more treasures.
Okay.
Let's keep looking at the treasures. Signed Action Man photo.
So that was Steve from Action Comic.
Oh, right, yeah.
He was Action Man.
Of course, yes. Steve Action Man, yeah. Happy memories, eh, Steve?
Very happy, thank you. Yes.
Oh, £20, you get a T-shirt. Very nice. What's that? Is that the Q and the T-shirt for? Yeah.
Well, thank you for looking before, Sam. It's very kind of you.
Well, you know what? I delayed because it's more content. Content.
Or maybe you've already backed £100 and you just pretend you play acting.
Yeah, he's playing. Oh, Christina, very wise. Yes, this wife is staying out of the way.
Here, straight upstairs.
Nice to see you, Christina.
And I think Eloise is asleep. I can't hear her.
Oh, bless. She's a lot less trouble than Sam's young'un anyway.
At the moment.
Yeah, she'll be invading the screen soon enough.
Come on, Sam. Yeah, whole blazing lot.
£45. The whole blazing lot. The reward comprised of 4 comics: Blazer 1 and 2, the reprint edition of the 77 one, containing Steve MacManus's The Tinkling Triangles with art by Brendan White, and the standard edition of the 77, number 2, features a collector with art by Charlie Gillespie, a new T-shirt, and a copy for £45. So that's 4 comics, a T-shirt, and a book.
That's good. It's all very good value, I have to say.
Yes.
So which one are you going for, Sam? Come on, we're doing a live pledge. Oh, there's more. And there's more.
Yeah, 50. Oh, there's the retailer's pack. Yeah. Everything, £77. Wow. Okay.
That's convenient.
Oh, what have you missed out on?
Oh, they're all gone.
What's the Marjorie Bullwhip motorcycle artwork? Oh, okay.
That's a one-off, is it?
Oh, someone's paid that. Oh, good. Well, that's
Carry on, Sam.
right.
We don't need a comment.
Oh, wow. You just get your name. You get your name in the
Oh, no, we did that last time.
Yeah.
Hold on, mate.
There we go.
Right.
Plus 5 copies.
So they get a chance to, if they pledge, they can get their photo in the book like that.
Absolutely. And
Excellent.
a witty little write-up by Mr. Steve MacManus himself.
That's really cool.
So keep
At
going.
£90, you get fully coloured artwork by Colin Maxwell, Commander-in-Chief.
That was the guy on the Zorro strip.
Yeah.
I remember. Very
no
good.
longer available.
I got excited then.
£125 for a Andrew Richmond commission.
Yeah.
Wow. A nice spelling mistake in there as well.
Was there an extra one?
And there.
What spelling mistake? Oh dear. Unforgivable.
No, someone's bought it.
Of course they have.
Oh,
don't sound so surprised, Sam.
sorry.
Word of warning, Sam. If a girl has ever got spinach in her teeth or got a bit of a spot, never say anything. Say when you're proofreading someone else's live Kickstarter. That's to keep quiet.
No, but misspelling there.
No but. There's no but.
I thought you were doing it ironically.
What an ironic spelling mistake.
Yeah, like it.
What are you pledging on anyway, Sam?
Doing it twice shows that it was deliberate. Anyway,
well,
you
put us out of our misery, Sam, and let us know what you're gonna pledge.
Dan Cornwell artwork, look.
Yeah, and that's gone as well. Might have gone for that. Yeah.
Dan, actually, can I just say, Dan Cornwell is selling a load of his Rock of the Reds artwork at the moment. Yeah, very, very good prices for original artwork from Dan Cornwell on his Facebook page. So if you do fancy some original art from Dan, get yourself on there.
I have some original Dan artwork.
Well, you do. All right. It's very good. So, Sam, come on. What are you going to do?
I don't know. Yeah, don't hassle me.
This is what
everyone's tuned in for. This is the new segment.
We're all waiting with bated breath to see what you're going to play.
I want 1 and 2. I want 1 and 2, and I want the novel. So I'm going to go for.
Bring it on the screen. Come on, we want to see it happen.
45 quid T-shirt as well.
I don't want. Maybe not a T-shirt, but I will. Hang on. Does this £15 include 1 and 2? No. Okay. I want 1 and 2 and the book.
We'll be able to do an add-on. Take us through the add-on.
Oh God, please no.
Is there an add-on? What's that?
Kickstarter's done, and they're not very pleasant.
Right. You know what?
It helps.
I'm going to buy the whole blazing lot. And
Woo!
You can afford a good bottle of red wine tomorrow now because of that.
57.
Yeah.
Whoa. £57.
That's with postage, isn't it?
Is that what?
Is that with postage?
Postage is £12.
There's a lot of stuff.
Well, it's to send it to where you are.
Yeah, you've got to send it to Wales.
He's not in
Wales. I'm not in Wales anymore.
Shh, no one knows that.
£12 postage.
That's a lot of stuff, though.
It's a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's
That is a
expensive.
lot of stuff. Wow, look at that. Is that high?
Just-
And that, oh, the annual as well. Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm buying it.
Hey!
Hey.
Thank God for
You get
that.
the whole lot. That's a good bargain, Sam.
It is
Oh,
good.
Live
Oh.
login.
Yeah, see you.
Live
We can all see Sam's password.
Password.
Yeah, okay.
What's
Let's
his
Let's
maiden
card.
name?
I'll do that now.
His first
Yeah,
dog.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it all. I'm gonna buy it all because it looks
Hey,
great.
well done, Sam. Well done.
And everyone else watching this should buy it too.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
highly recommended.
Do what Sam does.
And the book,
Yes.
the book, isn't it? It's signed, isn't it, Steve? The book with that.
It will be to Sam,
Yeah.
specially signed. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Steve.
Yeah. Whatever,
I did
however you want
enjoy
it.
I enjoyed your book about 2000 AD. I don't know
Yes.
what I didn't have it somewhere. I was going to put it in the background, but it was very good.
We'll send you some extra goodies as well, Sam, for being so generous.
Thank you.
Oh. So
Yeah,
that's
funded,
nice,
okay.
isn't it?
Yeah, good luck. Yes,
Have you bid it though? Have you actually backed?
I backed. Yeah. Look at the
Look at the numbers going up.
Yeah. Goes up.
Quick.
done.
Thank you, Sam Morgan.
Thank you, Sam Morgan. £57,000.
Trick the light. That's worth backing.
Oh my
I'll
God,
just
I
mention
spent
that
57
actually.
pounds.
That
Yeah.
other one at the bottom there, Trick of the Light. Now
Ali's
I wanted to get Ali on the show to do an interview with him about that Trick of the Light book because it's absolutely brilliant. It really is. But he's not been very well. He's had COVID and he wasn't able to come on. But I mean, you can see, look how well it's
Oh,
done.
wow, look at
Wow.
that. 13
Thank you.
grand of the £800
Yeah.
sold.
But this is a case of when something is really good and of such high quality, it will find its audience. It will do
Wow.
well. There's no getting out of it. It's lovely, isn't it?
I'd like to see that. I'd love that.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's lovely.
that's
We've
lovely.
all
That's
backed that
beautiful.
one.
Yeah, we've all backed this one. If you haven't
Have we?
backed it, back it. Well, I recommend it, Steve. I highly
Yeah.
recommend it.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. I will.
Look
Yeah.
at that. That's
Super
gorgeous.
cover.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's beautiful.
Lovely.
I would back this if I haven't spent £57 on Blazer.
Sam, you can withdraw your pledge. and
No,
put it
I'm
to this
joking.
one.
It's fine. It's fine.
Look at
Well,
that.
look, it's
5
only
quid. It
$5
goes to your...
for the PDF.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's very good. It's very good value. I can't wait to see it. I did actually approach Ali because I said I was interested in publishing it because I knew it was going to be a massive hit. But he had the wisdom to say no to me and publish it himself.
Talking of Kickstarter, Shane,
Yes.
you know Mrs. Hinch. She's big in cleaning.
Yeah. I
I've
hear
got a
about
book-
Mrs. Hinch's tips all the time.
It's
I've got a-
just-
They're listening.
I've got a book coming out, Shane. I'd like you to. Andrew's going to give a design. It's Steve Mac's cleaning tips. How to get your sink nice and sparkly, how to hoover properly without hurting your back.
Oh, I could do that.
All from your wine cabinet.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. Whilst sipping
Without getting up.
glass
Yeah.
of Pernod naked. Yes, this is going to be a hot summer.
Yeah, apparently, if you pour Pernod down the drain, it's a waste.
Oh.
I'd never pour Pernod down the drain. I would never waste it like that.
Exactly.
What is it with aniseed drinks? I don't get it. Ouzo, Pernod. I mean,
They're
that's-
lovely. I love them. I love them.
I don't.
Do you not like them, Steve?
No, I like sake. Is that Japanese rice wine?
Oh, that's very nice. Yeah.
It has to be a certain temperature, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's best warm, isn't it? Like a
Yeah.
heated. Yeah.
Yeah,
very
I remember
unusual.
drinking a lot of that with John Wagner one night. I don't remember what happened next, but I think he played the bill.
Were you eating blowfish as well?
Was this back in the 2000 AD years?
In those
We
heady
were-
days.
We were somewhere in Camden, which has been the downfall of many a 2000 AD contributor, as it was just up the road from.
Is this
Maxwell
in
House.
the famous pub?
Yeah, I forget its name. I mean, if I knew its name, I wouldn't have been there.
I have heard these legendary stories about, many an artist and writer coming a cropper in that pub.
And in regions there, you just go up the hill towards Camden and pass out in someone's doorway.
Yeah, that happened to Steve Dillon, didn't it?
Yeah, oh God, and Garth.
Yeah,
they've all taken their turn. Now we've been sent a link here, and I think this is the link to the Kickstarter. So
this just helped us. Very kind.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Paul.
Has he not
Thank
been
you,
watching
Paul.
the past 20 minutes?
Yeah,
Oh, people can click now.
they can click on the links in the comments, can they?
Yeah,
Can that happen?
I will.
Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Sam, try it. Do it again.
Well, I can't.
Can you click on the links?
No, because I'm. Because
you're a host.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that feature existed on the StreamYard. That's very good.
Oh, I might have a link to post as well then.
Oh, here we go. We're gonna get.
I don't know if you're aware that I do a YouTube video every week. I do like a first look of modern 2000 AD. I take 2000 AD and basically just give my first.
Tear it apart.
Yeah.
He tears it a new one.
No,
most
I
of the
don't.
time,
I
to be
don't.
honest.
Well, if something's good, I'll say it's good. If it's bad, I'll say it. But every week like clockwork. Well, not like clockwork because the subscriber can't be. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
beauties. 40 years
But
apart.
you do some retrospectives as well, don't you, Sam?
Yes. Yeah, I did. I reviewed my favorite ever copy of 2000 AD, and that's issue 500. I love
thank you.
That was
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I started reading 2000 AD around 515. So, but 500, I think, is the pinnacle of the prog.
By the way, guys, did you know that Neil Gaiman was on Desert Island Discs on Sunday?
Was he?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Well worth a listen.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
He doesn't mention you, Shane, but
No, well,
Yeah.
Don't want to get too much media exposure. Do you know what I mean? Don't want
Yeah.
to overdo it. You know what I mean?
But it was very interesting. Very interesting.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
good
Yeah,
choices
right.
of music.
What sort of music is he into then?
Well, it's through his
Gilbert and
career.
Sullivan, I think, was one of them, wasn't it?
Began with that song about Soho by Al Stewart, is it? Al Stewart did a song about Soho.
He did a song about
Yeah, anyway. Back to me, because this is what it's all about.
Yeah, this is all about Steve. Let's stop. Yeah, definitely.
Enough about Sam and his blooming YouTube videos.
Yeah, we have enough of that every week.
Yeah. Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, but you
Andrew.
did double your viewers, didn't you? You got 2 of them.
Yeah, I want more viewers, that is true. But yeah.
You're doing all right. You're doing all right.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
So we know Andrew designs Blazer. He does all the feature pages and stuff without a hint of complaint. And,
Is that sarcasm there, Steve?
No, no sarcasm.
Or some of the
Great,
edits.
How did you get on with issue 2, Andrew? Did you find it a bit challenging, or?
It was just like putting on comfortable shoes again.
Yeah.
Just lovely to carry on with it. Coming up with slightly different, obviously. Yeah, we
had a few more feature pages, didn't we? Look at this.
I was going to ask about those actually. The feature pages.
Oh, well, that's issue 1, isn't it?
That's issue 1.
Mm.
I'm not sure if I sent an issue 2.
I've got an issue 2 page somewhere.
But we have lots of nice.
Have you got some feature pages on the ones you've got there, Sam?
Yeah, bear with me.
Come on,
okay.
I think it's the last page.
I think Sam's going to share it on the screen for us.
Which tells us about the merger.
Let's get it to the right.
That's lovely, that.
It is.
Ali's
Isn't
had
it?
enough exposure.
He's done all right out of this show, hasn't he?
Yes. All credit to him. Come on.
Yeah. We're just waiting for Sam to bring that onto the screen.
Oh, that'll be
We'll
half
have a
an
look.
hour.
All right, hang on. I'm doing it. Stop hassling me.
Steve, you're learning quickly. You know.
Yeah.
It's the editor in me. Come on.
It's why he's known as the imaginary man.
Yeah, we call him Sam the Imaginary Man because we're not sure if he's really there. You know.
He has to be in
They
the.
seek him here, they seek him there.
He's definitely not a dedicated follower of fashion, though.
I can still hear you.
Oh, he's gone now. You've upset him, Shane.
No, I haven't. Oh, Len, cheers.
Cheers, Paul.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry, I mean Steve.
Thank you, Steve. Len. It's all going to pieces, Len. Quick. Judge some people.
Well, there we
Here
go.
we go. Here
No,
we
that's
go.
issue
There
one.
we go.
Issue one.
Did I miss the deadline?
We're on to
Has it
issue
got
one.
You've gone to issue 1, Sam.
Yeah, you wanted issue 1, didn't you?
Issue
I want
two.
the features in issue 2.
No, I've shown everything I've got for issue 2. Sorry.
Have you? You've okay. You shot.
Can we have a
There's
look
one
at issue 1?
page. There's one page. I'll say it
Apparently, there
again.
is one page. But we won't get him back on it because we'll be here all night.
I've shown all of the pictures you sent me of issue 2.
So-
Oh, there we go. Look at that.
Oh,
But
look at
to
that.
give people an idea of the sort of features that you get, there you go. That's the features from issue 1, and it's
Something
pretty
you'd
cool.
expect to see. So we've lovingly homaged,
Viz.
an amalgam of. I mean, I've got some of my inspirations here.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ah, Tiger.
that's I
Wow,
recognise
that's
that.
great.
That's John Burgess, isn't it?
Yeah,
Tornado.
Tornado.
Sorry.
A
Yeah.
bit more recent.
Scream.
Oh, Scream. I loved Scream. Oh,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
good.
Lovely,
Fantastic,
beautiful art
Andrew.
from Sammy. And then these sort of adverts on the back are just
Yep.
wonderful inspiration.
For anyone who did miss the episode about issue 1, there you go. You can have a look at issue 1 there as well.
There you go.
That's lovely, that colour section.
Oh, yeah.
And then this is, I mean, look at this. Kev O'Neill's Captain Platt.
Let's get you on full screen, Andy, so we can look at these.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
On the back
Wow.
of Tornado.
yeah.
So,
You're holding history in your hands there,
Oh,
Andy.
look at that.
so if we look carefully,
Hey, Dave Gibbons.
we've
Yeah,
got
it's
Yeah.
Big E.
Big E.
That's brilliant.
Ken Armstrong.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
see, it was the idea that you had photos of the staff in the comics, so that's why I have photos
Absolutely.
in laser.
it's a nice touch because
Yeah.
it gives you that sort of link to the editorial team, the creative team. It makes you feel like you're part of it when you're a reader, doesn't it? When you see all that.
Ooh, who's that?
Wow.
It's just beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really nice.
But
But
to
this
come
takes-
back,
What do you think it is? Is
to
it
come back
Carlos?
to
It's Carlos.
Carlos, is it?
Yeah,
Is that Carlos?
Come-
Wow.
Let's see.
that's King Carlos.
Oh,
No.
God, yeah. He was
Wow.
busy.
Yeah.
Medieval Night.
Rattled it out.
But to come back to Shane's point, it was a bit like the photos were a means of connecting, a bit like Saturday morning TV in those days, where you had the presenters and that's how they connected to the audience. So it was a natural thing in the comic to show pictures of the team behind the fictional characters.
Would you
Yeah,
have any
it's a really
idea
good
what
idea.
the first comic was that did that?
Ooh.
Well, I
Was
mean, the early comics would print a picture of the Charlie Drake or Bruce Forsyth.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. I have no idea when the first editor was photographed at all.
It might have been yourself in action.
Yeah, it could have been.
Possibly.
Because Tornado was later. Obviously, yes,
Yeah.
was 2000.
Before then, the editors were fictional. So
Mm.
Captain Hurricane and Roy Rovers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. We'll have to get Sam to look into that because he's He's got the time.
I've got the time.
That's a question for the viewers. A question for the viewers.
Throw this out to the viewers.
Yeah.
Who was which comic
had the first real life editor photographed within its pages?
Yeah,
that's the question. So whether you're watching this now live or whether you're watching it later on YouTube.
He wasn't the editor though in the strip. You were Action Man, weren't you? You had the other.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, broaden the question to the first ever member of editorial.
Yeah.
That had their photo.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this competition is not open to John Burdis or other people who know their comics backwards.
Who knows what they're talking about?
Yeah. Fair weather comics fans only.
Especially Richard Sheaf, he's not allowed to enter.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely
Andrew,
not. Overqualified.
My good dear friend who writes Bear Alley Blogspot, Steve Holland, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
oh,
not
he'll know. He'll know.
Yeah, he'll know. He'll be on the phone in a second. Here he comes now.
And you actually win a free blazer, little stick, little burnt bit on the end. You get a burnt old match.
Burnt old match.
You get an old match. And you don't even have to get it from us. You can find it on any street corner. Wherever you find those little silver cylinders.
Stop it.
You have our permission. So, are there plans? I have to ask. Are there plans for a Blazer 3?
Well, it's going to be something probably more exciting than Blazer 3. Because what would we normally have with a comic? You'd probably have a special, maybe a summer special, a winter special, maybe an annual.
Ah, I see.
Who knows what the mighty one might have up his piece.
Up his tracksuit top.
Yellow tracksuit bottom.
Yeah. Wow, that's exciting. The idea of I mean, that would be really cool.
Obviously, we've got Blazer 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
It would be very cool for it to be like a redux, like a both copies together. Who knows? Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the wonders of indie publishing.
I mean, an hardback annual would be really nice. You know,
I mean,
like
it is de rigueur, but imagine the work. I mean, there's
a lot of work.
I don't know if Steve's thought about this yet, but he's obviously got some contacts in the industry because he doesn't have to write it all himself.
Yeah, I have been in touch with a few people.
Oh, right. So you trust other writers to sort of work with you on this, then, Steve?
Yes, to be absolutely. Why not? I think the 77 annual. I really want to see that because that is nice. A love letter to annuals per se, anyway. So I need to go better than that somehow. But it's all down to what happens next. And that is the secret of comics. What happens next? Yeah. Tune in next week.
But as Steve knows, because he obviously worked on some of the greatest annuals ever, the better the budget, the better the book.
Yes, of course.
You know, because if not, you have to go into the archives and dig out old comics and reprint them.
I mean, that was something that was commonplace, wasn't it, back in the day? You know, you could create an annual or a special from just a collection of, previously published stuff. And because, you could be 10 years after it was published, and you got a whole new generation of readers who'd never read it before. So why not reuse it,
Well, then they'd be using stuff that, shouldn't really have been in that sort of annual. I mean, also when we were kids, we'd get the annual and you open it and it's just a load of text pages. It's like a Buck Rogers or whatever with some Dayglow drawing.
I used to be gutted when that happened. I remember those old the Grand Dreams annuals were terrible for that. Do you remember the Grand Dreams annuals? They were like Marvel reprint annuals, and
yeah.
they always had massive text stories in them. And you know, when I was 6, I didn't want text stories with badly drawn pictures. I wanted comics.
Or a Doctor Who annual, and you get a nice picture of Tom Baker on the front.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
No,
no other art.
yeah.
Well, what you got there, Sam? Sam's showing off now with his 2000 AD annual.
Oh,
Is that one of yours, Steve? Is that a bit later?
it's a bit later, but
Later.
let's say we set the standard.
Definitely. Well, we've got another
Nice
comment
covers.
here.
Yeah.
Graphic novel, Steve MacManus. I love him. I think that's a request from Len.
Thank you, Lynn. Is it you're back? You've been out judging.
He's a really good cosplayer. Actually, he does a great judge.
Yeah, I've probably met him.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
Len, have you met Steve? Can you let us know in the comments if you've met Steve, and then you can make him feel guilty for not remembering.
Well, it's his Playboy lifestyle.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
You know.
Hey, I have to say though, this episode of the Icecast has been pretty successful. It's been one of our most successful. We've had a consistent 7 or 8 viewers, 6 or 7 viewers. The whole.
See, when you say it like that, it doesn't sound so impressive.
No.
Sorry, Sam.
You know,
You missed 1,000 off the end.
A few more zeros, please.
6 or 7.
No, we get a lot of viewers later on. The live stream is just whatever, but we've got a consistent view. So that's good.
It has been
Everyone who's watching it now, just send a comment in, and so we can thank you for watching, for sticking with our gibbering.
They might be shy. They might be. Len said, "Absolutely, we have met." So there you go. You have met. You have met Len. Thank you.
Don't judge me on not remembering.
Maybe Len is Lenora. Lenore.
Maybe he didn't recognise him because he had his helmet on. You know. Hey.
No jokes about pen polishing helmets.
No. All the judges have heard all those jokes many times before, I'm sure.
Now, have we touched all bases? I think we could.
I think we have. Yep. We could just mess about forever, but we've done our hour. And what's this?
Oh, serial saga stalker.
He's a stalker. There you go. Just like John. No one's like John Burdis. He's original. I think.
Steve, behind you, I think that might be Len. Just behind you there. Just sticking the head out.
Hiding under the bed.
Get back there.
So, as I say,
well,
we have.
Tell you what, this has been a very expensive episode for me.
Why? Because you bought those books. That was a bargain, mate. Absolute bargain. Before we go, I do just want to say thank you very much, Steve, for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to see you and to speak to you.
Yeah, cheers, Steve.
And to Andy for being our guest.
There we go.
Tonight. It's quite often Andy, wears both hats and is guest and host at the same time. But we let him off tonight, and he's just a guest.
No, it's nice.
Yeah,
obviously there's lots of other stuff I've got in the pipeline. So
definitely, is there anything you want to plug, mate, while you're here before we go?
Well, Harker has just finished.
Oh yes.
So Time Bomb, that finished yesterday. Gravetown is another book by Vince and Roger.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah, so both Harker and Gravetown. We've got Brawler coming out again next year.
Whoa!
So I'm starting a Keiko Panda. Yeah, lots of stuff. And then there's whatever Scar Comics is bubbling under.
Well, yeah, we're doing all sorts of stuff that we can't really talk about yet. Obviously, Dead by Dawn is out now.
Dead by Dawn.
We got Dead by Dawn.
Yeah. And we are, of course, looking at doing more of that. But lots of other projects that we can't tell you about yet. But yes, there's going to be a lot going on in 2022, isn't there, mate?
2022. Let's hope we'll get together again safely.
Nice. It'd be lovely, wouldn't it? If we could all get together in person.
Because I still, I'm an oddball, as you know, but I still don't feel comfortable about
conventions.
All these conventions. I mean, Thought Bubble looked so safe. Everyone was masked up.
They're all masked up. Yeah, yeah.
Whereas London Film and Comic Con, people just wandering around.
Yeah, yeah. What about you, Steve? How do you feel about going to conventions at the moment? Are you thinking it's too soon, or something you're looking at?
I'm ready for Lawless.
Well, Lawless is in May.
In May,
May.
yeah. Hopefully it'll be all right by then.
But to answer your question, at the moment, I'm selling Christmas trees at John Lewis, Oxford Street, and we get 15,000 visitors a day. So,
right.
What can I say?
Wow.
They're coughing on me.
Yeah. And you're all right. Well, you know,
so far, yeah.
It's all that alien DNA, you know. Yeah. Yeah. All right then, guys. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, and good luck with Blazer.
Kickstarter, as Sam says, is still live.
Yes.
Please push your way. Let's keep Tharg in red wine.
Yes, definitely. And anything else he wants to drink.
Sounds like an interesting bar.
Yeah. All right then, Sam. Play us out. All the best.
Bye.